And even if they are behind you, you know that a lot of people these days, since they not even comfortable with themselves, since they don't even love themselves, why would they love you? What's good with everybody, man? So I realized today, just today, that if you don't put yourself first, you will get nowhere. Because let me say this, right? Say you don't put yourself first, but other people, but you think that other people are putting you first, right? The thing with that, the little issue with that is that no matter how many people actually put you first in their eyes, right? Meaning they could either treat you right, meaning either they could really always have your back, right? You call them, they always there, you know? You know what I mean? They just always put you first, okay? Now, the issue with that is no matter what, no matter who puts you first, it will never be enough. The reason I say it will never be enough is because in order for it to be enough, you need to put yourself first. That's all it is. You got to put yourself first. If everybody in the world put you first, right? All the close people that you mess with put you first. You're never going to really know what it feels like to love yourself, because if everybody putting you first, you're never going to feel the real need to put yourself first for you to actually love yourself, right? If people not messing with you right now, that's a gift. That's a huge gift. That's a gift. That's an open opportunity for you to start messing with yourself 10 times more than you ever have in your life. A month passed by, you're better physically. You're more healthy physically. You're more healthy mentally. You're more healthy spiritually. All of that. Even if you don't do none of that stuff, even if you just happen to come across this video right now, you happen to come across this video and you not dealing with this, keep this in the back of your mind at all times. At the end of the day, you're always going to have you to rely on. If you really root that into the back of your mind, that you always got you, you will never fall. You will never fall. Because to be real, not everybody falls. People like to say everybody has a bad day, everybody falls. You don't have to be a part of that group, and I'm being real. The closest you can get to perfect is if you always keep in mind that you got you. If you rely on nobody else but you, that is the closest you'll ever get to being perfect. It's the closest you'll ever get, because you're always gonna have you. If you ever feel alone, if you ever just feel lonely all of a sudden, you always got you. Now, this is a different situation, because if you feeling alone, it's always something more to it. It's always something more to it. And you need to enter into that. You need to think. You need to enter into them thoughts. You need to start thinking for real. Because but once you start thinking, you always need to fall back to that peace of mind. You always need to create a peace of mind for you, always. That's always going to be the way to go, the peace of mind. You feel lonely all of a sudden. Yeah, start to thinking and start to dissecting what's making you feel lonely, right? But if you feel like you just getting more stressed and you can't figure it out today, why you always feeling so lonely, fall back to that peace of mind that you always have. And you always have it. You just be digging in, you just be burying it sometimes. You bury that peace of mind all the time. The more you watch videos, the more you watch TV, the more you watch the news, the more you hang out with people, and I'm being real, the more you go out with people. If you got a girl right now, the more you talk to that girl. She want to FaceTime you 24/7. Fuck that. She want to face you what I was going to say half of 24/7, but she want to FaceTime you an hour a day. That hour a day is digging you. It's burying that peace of mind that you got. And then when you start feeling lonely, you get to think you feel super lonely. Like a lot of people, when they feel lonely, they feel super lonely. Because like I said, we always like to make shit confusing. We don't just like to keep it simple. People who feel lonely don't just leave it at that. They start panicking about how they feel lonely. They start panicking how they feel lonely. They start panicking and they start getting lost even more. They start digging an even deeper hole. They feel lonely and they get so scared. They're scared of that feeling. They're scared of feeling lonely. People are scared of feeling sad. People just so scared. Stop. Don't be like that. Don't be scared of anything. Do not be scared of anything. There's nothing to be scared of, especially if you always got you at the end of the day. You always got you. You're scared to go up and talk to a girl right now. Why are you scared? Because I'm going to let you know this. If you always keep in mind that you can always fall back to you at the end of the day, at the end of the night, you can always fall back to you. You're not going to be scared to talk to the girl. I promise you that. I promise you that. Vice versa too. Same for girls. You won't be scared because you can always fall back onto you. And that's why I say self-love and self-respect and self-healing is that's why I came on this video today. Because of that reason. That's the most important thing that you can focus on right now. At all times. Focusing on yourself and healing yourself is the most important thing that you can focus on. Whenever. I don't give a fuck what times you're going through. I don't care who died in your life. I'm being real. I don't care. I don't care. You don't need me to care either. Stop taking stuff personal. Stop being afraid. Stop being scared. You won't take things to the heart because, let me put it this way. If you always know that you got yourself to land back on at the end of the day, no matter what happens, you always got you. If you know that, if you really know that and root it into your mind that you always got you to fall back on, 1, you'll stop being scared of things. 2, all your fears will drop no matter what it is. Name it right now. Pause the video and name it. Resume the video after you name them. Because no matter what it is, you won't be scared because you know that you always got you. You can always fall back to that peace of mind. You're scared of heights. You're scared of a bug. You know, little things, even little things. That example of what I said, you're scared to talk to girls. That's a big situation. You scared to talk to girls. If you know that you can fall back on you, who cares if you get rejected? You get rejected, but you also got you. The real question is, are you rejecting yourself? That's the real question. You got rejected by her, but are you rejecting yourself? That's the real question. That's the real question. You walk away, say, damn, why the fuck I get rejected? No. The answer is because you're probably rejecting yourself. That's the clear answer. People don't see it. I'm here to tell you that's the answer though. You didn't need to see it. You always knew it, but you just forgot it. Same way that you forgot that this right here is your brother, right? Yeah, you forgot that this right here was your brother because you don't get out of nature. Once you get out of nature, you're going to remind yourself. You get what I'm saying? Key word, remind. Reminding you means that you already knew it. You just forgot. Nothing is being taught to you. Everything that you feel like you learned about yourself, about life, you already knew. You already knew. No one can take credit for you but you. Start loving yourself. Stop rejecting yourself. Back to that. You will never be, number one, like I said, you will never be scared. You won't fear anything because you always know that you got you. Let that sink in. It's not that difficult. Just let it sink in. Sleep on it tonight. If you want to lose all your fears, say, like when I say fears, I mainly mean like not like the little shit, like you're scared of a bug or a spider. No. Like when I say you'll drop all your fears, I'm pretty much saying if you have social anxiety, right? You're scared to go out and talk to people. You're scared of people, you know? You're scared of your family, like your family meaning like people. People, yeah. You won't be scared no more. That's what I mean when you lose all your fears, because you always know that you can fall back on you. If you always remember that you can fall back on you and you really take time to show yourself the most love out of everything, even more than your purpose, if even more than anything in your life. If you want to be a basketball player, you can't be a basketball player without loving yourself. It's just what it is. You can be a basketball player without loving yourself. You can do stuff without loving yourself, but it won't last, okay? I'm here to solve these problems early. That's what I'm making this video for. Number 2, if you love yourself, heal yourself, and focus on yourself, and always remember that you got you at the end of the day, you will never take shit personally. And I promise, you will never. You won't. I don't care if they killed your mom. You won't take it personal. Because the thing is, when you got a strong connection with yourself, it's so much shit that you discover. It's so much that you discover. So much. You'll discover what makes you mad, why it makes you mad, and then realize that it's not actually you who gets mad. Yeah, let that sink in. Let that last part sink in. You'll eventually realize that everything that you thought makes you mad, it's not really making you mad. It's not. It's making your image mad. You got a self-image of yourself. Do you got an image that you paint every morning? It's like you wake up and you look in the mirror and you make sure that self-image before you walk out the house is A1, is 100%, is completed. Is this self-image of myself completed before I walk out the house today? That's what so many of us do. It's either that or we just completely distracted by a whole bunch of shit. We get distracted by YouTube videos. We get distracted by books. We get distracted by movies. We get distracted by conversations. You know? Have any of you guys ever had a conversation, say something dramatic or sad happens, it goes on in your life, right? And you talk to somebody and you think that they're gonna help you out, and they end up convinced, and they end up helping you out by comforting you. That's one of the worst things that you can do. Something bad happens in your life, do not go to somebody to have them comfort you. Do not. Because it's going to be that's just getting you further and further away from being able to fall back on you. That person who's comforting you is not always there to cushion you, to be able to fall back on. They won't. And even if they are behind you, you know that a lot of people these days, since they not even comfortable with themselves, since they don't even love themselves, why would they love you? Why? Half the people who are around you right now, if you got rejected by a girl, I bet you they would laugh at it. I bet you deep down inside they would laugh. They would take it as entertainment. And that's because they don't love themselves. And you an idiot too, because you expected them to comfort you like they did when your dog died, when your pet fish died. End of the day, you got to really start remembering that you always got you to lean back on, to fall back on, no matter what it is. You always will have you. That's the biggest thing. You always got to remember that you can fall back on yourself. Stop looking for comfort from other people who not you. Remember who you are. Remember where you came from. Remember where you came from. Stay positive, stay powerful, and more. Let's get it.